Okay, we're going to practice some of the area formulas. We're going to start off with some rectangles. So find the area of a rectangle. If you don't know what the formula is, then you're going to want to use your reference material. So you would look under area, you would find rectangle, and you would see that it is base times height. Your base and your height connect at a right angle. So in your rectangles, you would have your right angle and it's connecting your base and your height. So area is equal to base times height. So I'm just going to multiply these two numbers together. Okay, if you don't know how to multiply with tens, then just go ahead and work it out. 7.5 times 10 is 0 times anything is 0. You need a 0 for your placeholder. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 7 is 7. Add everything up. We have 1 decimal, so we need to put our decimal there. So the area of this rectangle is 75 feet squared. Okay, our second example of our rectangle formula is still area is equal to base times height. My base and height are 11.2 and 9.6. So I'm just going to multiply those together. I'm going to put 11.2 on top because it has more digits. All right, and then I just multiply. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 1 is 7. 6 times 1 is 6. Add a 0 for the placeholder. 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times 1 is 9 plus 1 is 10. 9 times 1 is 9 plus 1 is 10. Add it all up. I have 2 decimal places, so my decimal is going to go between the 7 and the 5. So this area for this rectangle is 107.52 inches squared. All right, we also have parallelograms. Okay, this is a parallelogram. It's a rectangle that's just been pushed over. Okay, so again, to find out the formula, you would look at your formula chart. Under area, we have parallelogram. And the parallelogram uses the exact same formula. Area is equal to base times height. So area is equal to base times height. My base and height connect at this right angle. So I'm going to have 8.2 times 3.9. Just go ahead and multiply that out. 8.2 times 3.9. 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times 8 is 72 plus 1 is 73. Add your 0 for your placeholder. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 8 is 24. Add this up. Have 2 decimal places. I'm going to put my decimal between my 1 and my 9. So this area is 31.98 feet squared. Okay, going to do another parallelogram. Okay, parallelogram. Still, area is equal to base times height. My base and my height meet at this right angle. So this is 11.1 times 12.8. I'm going to go ahead and put the 12.8 on top so that I'm only multiplying by ones on the bottom, make it a little easier. So 1 times 8 is 8, 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 1 is 1, 0 for a placeholder. Anything times 1 is just those numbers. 2 placeholders, okay, anything times 1 is just those numbers. Add this up. Okay, I have 2 decimal places, so I'm going to put my decimal between my 2 and my 8. So the area of this parallelogram is 142.08 meters squared. Okay, so that's how you find the area of a rectangle or a parallelogram. Okay, we're going to look at trapezoids. Okay, these are trapezoids. All right, this is an example of a trapezoid. So I need to find my formula. So on my reference material under area, I find trapezoid, and here is my formula. And the formula looks a little bit confusing, okay? But this is what it says to use, so this is what we're going to use. All right, so here's my trapezoid, and here is my formula. Area is equal to 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times the height. Okay, so these are base 1 and base 2. All right, the bases connect my height. So this is a base and this is a base. Okay, so this is base 1, this is base 2, and this is my height. All right, put everything in your formula. 1/2 base 1 is 2.5 plus base 2, which is 4, times the height of 2. 2.5 plus 4 is 6.5. All right. And actually, I'm going to be multiplying by 2, and then I'm going to be dividing by 2, because when I multiply by 1/2, that means to divide by 2. So these are actually going to wind up canceling each other out, but I'll show you anyway. 6.5 times 2 is 13. So then I'm going to have half of 13, and half of 13 is 6.5. So the area of this trapezoid is 6.5. Okay, I'm going to work my other trapezoid. I still have this formula. Area is equal to 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times the height. So I have my two bases, and they are connected by the height. So my height is 3 right here. Okay, so here's base 1, here's base 2. Just put it in the formula. 1/2 14 plus 11 times the height of 3. So 14 plus 11 is going to be 25. So I have half of 25 times 3. So 25 times 3 is 75. And then I'm going to take half of 75. So multiplying by 1/2 is the same thing as dividing by 2. 2 goes into 7 3 times. 2 goes into 15 7 times. Subtract, add a decimal and a 0, bring the 0 down. 2 goes into 10 5 times. Bring your decimal up. So my area for this trapezoid is 37.5 feet squared. Okay, so that's how you use a trapezoid. All right, then we have triangles. Okay, so on your reference material, you would find the formula that you need. Okay, so it's a triangle. So that's 1/2 base times height. Okay, so area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. My base and my height meet at that right angle. So this is 1/2 of 7 times 11.2. So 11.2 times 7. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 1 is 8. 7 times 1 is 7. Put your decimal in. We get 78.4. All right. Taking half of a number is the same as dividing by 2. So I'm going to divide this 78.4 by 2. 2 goes into 7 3 times. Subtract and bring down. 2 goes into 18 9 times. Subtract and bring down. 2 goes into 4 2 times. Bring your decimal up. So the area of this triangle is 39.2 meters squared. All right, my last example, still a triangle. So here's 1/2 base times height. My base and height meet at that right angle. So this is 1/2 of 16 times 9. Okay, so 16 times 9. 9 times 6 is 54. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 5 is 14. So I get 144. So I need 1/2 of 144. So I'm going to divide that by 2. 2 goes into 14 7 times. 2 goes into 4 2 times. So the area of this triangle is 72 centimeters squared. All right, so to find the area of these shapes, you have to know what the shape is. You have to pick the correct formula, put the correct numbers in, and then follow the formula and solve it.